Hello everyone and welcome back to tradesea. This video is going to be a bit different because I'm actually going to be explaining some typical trading terminology and also all of the different account types that you might come across when you're trading. So this is going to be perfect for beginners that maybe haven't bought their first funded account before, or you maybe have bought your funded account but don't really understand some of the rules associated with these accounts. So the first account type that you might run into is actually the demo account. Now, with a demo account, none of the money that you're making or losing is real, and also a lot of the data that you'd be trading is delayed. So the reason why the data is delayed is because these demo accounts are usually given to people for free, but you have to pay for market data. So when you're trading on a demo account, it basically means all of the data is delayed. But if you upgraded to a different type of account, then your data is then going to be moved to live data. Okay, now the next type of account that you might encounter is going to be a challenge account. So a challenge account, usually you'd spend $100 or so to buy this account, and then you're going to have to try and make $3,000 before you lose $2,000. So once you hit this $3,000 in profit, then you can actually be upgraded to what is called a funded account / a PA account. Now, this is essentially where you've made your money in the challenge account, you've been upgraded, and now you're actually able to get payouts from the money that you make. So there is a bit of a catch to this. Firms actually make it a bit harder for you to make money with them by implementing a load of different rules. So these are going to be the typical rules that you might come across when you're trading these accounts. Okay, so the first rule that you might come across is actually the max loss. This is essentially the maximum that you're allowed to lose on that account before it's blown or terminated for that day. Okay, the next rule that you might run into is trailing drawdown. Now, quite a lot of people find this a tricky concept because it is, so I'm going to try and explain it for you. So firstly, once you've passed your account and you're actually trading, trying to get a payout, your account balance might start at 0, it might start at 50,000, but basically you're going to start at this blue line here. Now, below this, you obviously have the max loss limit, the maximum amount of money that you're allowed to lose before that account gets blown. And then up here, you have payouts, you have dollars or money. So when you take a trade, if you start at 0 or 50,000 and you go from 0, say to $500, then what is going to happen is this max loss limit down here is actually going to move up by $500. So whereas before you could actually lose the full $3,000, for example, now you can only lose $2,500 before your account gets blown. So that means that your new level of loss is going to be at this blue line. So say, for example, if you made the $500 and then you actually lost money, it means that you can no longer lose the full 3,000 because it's now down at 2,500. But what is good about this is that most firms actually have something called a buffer. So the buffer is essentially when you get to a certain level or a certain point, say for example 2,500, it means this trailing drawdown actually stops. So that's why it's usually a good idea to actually build your buffer, build up the account, and then only take payouts on any money you make above this buffer. So this just means that if you actually make some money and then lose a load, it means that you're not going to blow your account due to that trailing drawdown being too high because you've taken too many payouts. Okay, the next thing you might run into is the consistency. So a lot of firms have this set at 50%, but other firms actually have 20%. So it's really important to read the rules of whatever firm you're trading with. But say, for example, if you're trading a 50K account, then this means that any one of your trades can't be over $1,500 before you take a payout. Okay, so say for example, if you did take a trade and you made $2,000 on one trade, so your balance has gone from 50K to 52,000. This basically means that you're going to have to keep trading to get your account balance up until the 2,000 is less than 50% of your overall account balance. Okay, now we're going to get into the risk settings because a lot of people aren't used to these, so I'm going to quickly explain them. So position brackets are essentially a predefined take profit and stop loss. So say for example, if I had $300 in each of these, if I go to take a trade, it means I enter and I already have a $300 take profit and a $300 stop loss. Now, the next thing to be aware of is the personal daily loss limit, and this can also be a bit of a rule within these accounts. So the max loss limit, as previously described, is the maximum amount of money that you're allowed to lose, but this is specifically within one day. So say, for example, if your funded account provider only lets you lose $1,000 in a day, then I'd recommend maybe setting this at about 900 just in case slippage or fees takes you over. Then the next one, very similar, is the personal daily profit target. This is also a rule sometimes, so you can't make over a specific amount of money per day. So with the consistency score, maybe I'd set it at $1,500 just so I'm abiding by that 50% consistency. Okay, if you have any questions about funded account rules or risk settings or any trading terminology, drop them in the comments and I'll get back to you.